Hi guys, how are you doing? And welcome back to the Source Wisdom podcast. And today we're diving into a scientific, spiritual, energetic fact of the universe. And if you really take the time to understand it, it's going to completely change your life forever. Now, before we dive in, I just wanted to welcome you back into the new year and just say this year is truly the year everything is going to change and shift for you. The courses that we are going to bring out, like all of the workshops, all of that is changing. Because of that, we've also added a membership now, which is so exciting. In that membership, which is only 50 francs, bucks a month, literally nothing, that is not even more expensive than your coffee consumption or tea consumption, whatever it is. So what you get inside the membership is a monthly training which we intuitively channel it to give you the best support, to give the collective that is inside of the membership the best support to reach the highest potential, just to have the highest shift inside of that month. Then we've also added a Q&A, and probably the way it's going to be is you will be able to submit your questions. We will intuitively channel and then upload it to the portal so that literally every single one of you has the chance to get your questions answered, to be able to be there and not just always missing it because of the time difference. Maybe it will change. We'll see what intuitively looking in, what will be the best. But it's literally what I've intuitively got, and it's so amazing. It's your soul's gym membership without the heavy lifting, because here you get the clarity which you need all just instantly. So that's so exciting for you guys and just for us as well. And there's just so much to talk about. But before I ramble on for an hour, let's dive into the topic. And as I said, this is literally going to move and shift and just open up so much in your life. This is where you're going to hack the system, and you're actually being able to, you actually have the opportunity, the ability to decide how your day is going to look like, what kind of day you have, and how you react in a situation, and also how other people will perceive you. And it's not a self-image tool, it's actually an emotional and nervous system regulation, what we're talking about today. It's actually your emotional high and lows, because this is truly what's going to move the needle. Because when you don't have that, when it's not regulated, you can't even program your brain. All the tools you need, all the work you do will not be able to take hold inside of your system, because you don't only, there's several layers to all of the fields you have and everything. There's also a physical field you have, which is we also just sometimes like to call it your whole system, because everything is just in it. So yeah. Now, what exactly do I mean when I say emotional high and lows? There's several different situations, but the first one is you really, really, really like that over the top excited for something. And then you have a whole crash out where you got really, really down. Something happens, and instantly, from being so elated, being on top of the world, being, I don't know, you instantly get pushed down, and you're in the dumpster fire spiral. Or you're already in the dumpster fire, and then something happens, and finally that gets the push out to being excited, to being not having a crash out, not being in the spiral. And that happens all the time. And I was no stranger to it. Like, my whole life I was in dumpster fire or elated, whatever. And the thing is, like, if you're in the dumps, like, in the dumpster fire spiral, the universe will actually give you what I call a pity donut. A pity donut is where it's actually your creative field, but the force needs to attract something positive into your life so that you don't continue with your spiral, get off the track even more, where you're just so low, you need something positive to happen. And the same thing happens if you're too excited and too elated. You need something that pushes you down. And that's like the universal law of emotional highs and lows, which is actually called the law of balance. Just that we really have the word for it here. And I don't want you to feel like that's only you. No, that has been literally the story of my life for my whole life. Up until the point I got the tools and started to regulate it. Now, oh my god, I'm not really going to tell this story, but full on of fantasies here, so you're going to get it. I remember, oh my god, I was 19, 20, around that one. So my happiness was based on anything outside of me. You need to remember, at that time I was studying law. I was doing my bachelor's in law, which also came only from an ego point of my self-image being so in the trash can that, only if the professor saw I'm good at being, like, I would be the most amazing lawyer. And also just like the profession of being a lawyer just came from my self-image being in the trash can. And if I was a lawyer, I would be successful because everyone would think I'm successful and, all of these things. And that was only if I was good in my studies. Only then my life was good. And then there was also a boy, as there always is, And, oh my god, there's not a better story than this one to really show you how it switches from day to day. And I mean, I studied full time, but it wasn't like from 8 to 5 every single day. It was still a full-time study, so I still was working as well. That was also a whole thing. But whenever we had like lessons together, so there was a day where he talked to me. He was really focused, or just I don't know, even just talk to me, to be honest. And I got so elevated. I was happy. And then, my studies were good. I got the best, just the best points, and, everything was happening. And then the next day, he literally didn't even say hi to me, didn't even acknowledge me at all. And I can remember he even walked backwards into me, not saying anything, just walking straight forward again. And I'm like, what is this? And then, of course, my studies were down. I was just like, I'm the worst person ever. I can't do anything. I'm just not worthy of it. I will never be worthy of him. I could never do anything enough to be like the best student and be the best lawyer and, you know, whole spiral. And it was not just like 2 days that happened. That was literally, I don't even want to say it. That was probably 3-4 years. That was a pattern. Probably like 2 years, I don't know. Yeah. All the love to that version of myself, because wow. But it's because I had no clue about the law of balance. And it's just instantly from being, oh my god, I'm the best, to I'm horrible. Always that switch, and it was always a good day and the next day was a crash out. And let's be real, you can't live your life like that. It's an artificial thing. It's something outside of you, and you give your full power away from you to something outside of you, instead of igniting that power within you, knowing like how to regulate your nervous system, your emotions, the law of balance, and all of that. Now, law of balance is there's always good and negatives to anything. And the law of balance is here so that you don't have to be on a roller coaster no matter what is happening in your life. And actually, if you're pretty much neutral in your emotions, in anything, you actually can, which is why this is going to open up so much for you. You actually have so few, like, your reflections are going to go down. And if you're 100% balanced in your whole life, you would have no reflections, which is amazing, which is literally how we are hacking the system. Because you're here for something very much big. Like, you're so intelligent, you're hardworking, you're amazing and so unique. It's literally 1 in 8 billion unique, special. And you deserve your best life. I literally we had a talk with Source. Was it last week? This week. And I literally went and got ahead and just asked, like, what is this all about? Like, our soul pool, like, what is it here for you guys? And Source literally said, for you to get your best life, your most extraordinary life, like just the best of the best, what you can't even probably imagine right now. So this is going to open it up. And inside Rewire, our workshop, you actually get the tool for the law of balance, to balance yourself out, your emotions. You get, I don't know how many tools and practices to actually also regulate your nervous system on a daily, that we can lower it, because right now it's dysregulated and we need to regulate it. And you get so much, you get the tool to actually then balance yourself out. And it's going to take a bit of time, like you need to be able to do it. But this is literally what is going to change your whole life. So with the law of balance is actually, if we get out of balance of our highest potential, so like with our highest self, we get an obstacle. Our creative field, which again, if this is your first time listening here, our creative field is a big concoction of your thoughts, daily actions, beliefs, and emotions. And your creative field creates obstacles then in hope for you to learn the lesson, to correct it, get yourself back on track with your highest potential. So anything you hear here is always for your highest potential, for your benefit. But the problem is, if you don't know about them, they're going to wreak havoc on your whole life. And most don't know how to work with them in their benefit, which we will always change for you guys. So the law of balance is everything in this universe has equal good and bads, positive and negatives. And as human beings, we were programmed to only see the negative. And then we have that, lack of a better word, the toxic spiritual positivity, which is only love and light 24/7. We are just focused on the positive only. That is how you manifest. It isn't. And yeah, I had to be this sarcastic, I'm sorry. So, you need to be balanced out. You need to see, and it's going to, I'm ruffling some feathers here, but at the end of the day, at any point in time, you are everything. You are someone who steals things. You're stealing from yourself. You're stealing your time, maybe. You're stealing ideas from source, whatever, or from other people's, because you take on their thoughts. It doesn't matter. You're even a murderer, because, and I'm going to ruffle some feathers here, you've killed a bug before, or a spider. I did it as well. And truth be told, if someone would come and would do anything to a child or anything, or you would protect yourself. That is. And if you all don't see it like that, there's also good and bad in that. There's always a balance needs to be done, because if you push everything away from you, someone will need to take that on. So there are mass murderers, because everyone else is denying that they're murderers themselves. Or they're thieves, because everyone is denying they are thieves. And of course, there's also the part of the whole MK Ultra thing with the dark forces, which, if you don't know what dark forces are, we've talked about them plenty. We have a whole course on it. Go and listen to that to really figure it, listen to that, and you hear all about it. Which then makes them susceptible to, suspectable to all of the things. But if you don't see the balance in everything, you're going to wreak havoc on your whole life. And actually, the law of balance is seeing everything from source's perspective. But we'll go into that in the Revive workshop, and you get the tool. And also other tools as well to regulate your nervous system. So if you only focus on the positive or negative, what happens is you consciously try to be just the positive. But then your subconscious has to take on the role of being in the negative. And subconscious then has to take on the negative side, which means roller coaster, spiral. Once again, your subconscious is the part that matters in getting what you desire. So, we need to stop that right now. So that's actually what is going to happen. And if you're just always elevated, just always excited, Well, law of balance comes in, you need to be pushed down. Same goes if you're always just focused on the negative. Something needs to come up and push you back up to be in a positive. Which is why we want to be neutral about it. Maybe that sounds, I don't know, that sounds very much strange to you, but it makes sense. And it's exactly just seeing source's perspective on anything. Now, it's always going to be an obstacle that needs to pop out to make you balanced again. And we don't want that for you. And it took us so long, which is why we're giving you the tools to learn it so much faster, to get to the point where you can create your own life. So you're literally forcing all the forces around you to put you into balance again, but we actually want that to have that power within us and not having to rely on anything outside of us. And the thing is, why you're actually getting emotional, like super elevated about it, elated about it. Can you even say elevated? I don't know. Elated about something, or dumpster fire, oh my god, I'm so horrible, is because you make it mean something about you. You put something outside of you, you put your worth outside of you to make it mean something. But we need that within. And that means those are imbalanced emotions. All of that is imbalanced, and it will wreak havoc on your creative field, on your whole life, on your nervous system, on not being able to then even program your neurons, your neural pathways, your subconscious with the things you desire. It's so much. It's why you can't make money or not more money, why your partner has to take you down, why that career opportunity felt away. Maybe you've got it first, but then something happened, meaning, you were in such an emotional high that something had to pack you down again. And it's just a track after track, and your nervous system gets programmed with it. Your emotions, your whole body, there's so many things that go into this and are wreaking havoc in your life. And because of that, because of your emotional high and lows, it's why you can't control your life. You give the control, you actually put yourself in the passenger seat of the car and let your emotions and just be like putting it into someone else's hands. You are not able to control anything anymore. You're not able to control your career, not your money, your relationship, your health, your self-image, all of that. And it's the only reason why we have these high and lows. It's because of the self-image, because you put it outside of you. You put meaning into it, and then your nervous system, because it was trained like that, just reacts in that way, goes into fight or flight. There's all of these things. Then you have inflammation in your body because your nervous system is always in fight or flight. Then you get sick all the time. Opportunities fall away. Everything comes down to this, which is literally why. And you can have then the discipline or willpower, but if your emotions are just always high and low, you will not be able to get off this roller coaster. Which is why, once again, to really have your best life, you need to have the emotional regulation. And with the emotional regulation comes also the nervous system regulation. And this is really one of the most important things ever. And if your emotions are out of balance, you can actually not create anything you desire. Because if you're in our world, We need ingredients. The way source creates something, we need ingredients, components of something to create it. Money has components. A relationship has components, like the ingredients to make it happen. Your health, your body, all of that, every single thing in this universe has ingredients. And you need to have the right emotions behind it to actually create the desire and your best life you want. Which is why we've put out our workshop, because emotions aren't bad, they're your superpower, but you need the right tools to actually make it happen. So, we get you the tools for you to regulate this, for you to learn how to do this. And maybe it's a foundation of the foundation, but we've tested it. It's 98% over for you to work for you. Because we don't rely on anything outside of intuition, like scientifically trained intuition, to really make it happen for you. And you're going to get the tools you need. You're going to get the practices and make it a daily thing for you to forever change your life and really move the needle from everything. So with that being said, I hope you have the best week ever. Take care, and we'll see you next week.